My name is Lily Thompson. I'm 17 years old. It all happened on a rainy Saturday evening during my last semester of high school. I was crossing
The street after leaving my shift at the local cafe when a car lost control and hit me. I don't remember the impact. The next thing I knew, everything went black. When I woke, it wasn't dark. It was unsettlingly bright, but in a way that made my eyes strain, even as they seemed to adjust. The world around me was twisted, like a carnival mirror, reflecting chaos. Shadows stretched unnaturally. The air vibrated with a tense, almost mocking energy. I realized instantly, I wasn't in the world I knew anymore. Then he appeared. Donald Trump. Not the caricature I had seen on TV. Not a politician frozen in media clips. He was larger than life, his presence oddly terrifying yet magnetic, a distorted mix of power and menace. I couldn't move. My body felt like it had disappeared, leaving only my awareness. He spoke, but not with his mouth. His words were a barrage of thoughts and images that invaded my mind like flashes of lightning. He showed me social media, not just feeds, but the raw essence behind every post, every comment, every like. It was darker than I could have imagined. Addiction, envy, manipulation. People weren't scrolling. They were being pulled into a web that twisted their hearts, turning harmless distractions into chains. "See it," he said, his voice echoing in my head. "Every share, every swipe, it's shaping reality, shaping them." And I saw it. Children laughing at memes, teens crying over followers, adults enraged at strangers' opinions, all of it feeding some invisible machine of fear and obsession. I wanted to look away, to close my eyes, but I couldn't. Then Trump pointed toward a horizon of endless screens, flickering with people's faces, their emotions stripped and amplified, turning human connection into performance. And I understood, in that instant, the power social media held not for communication, but for control. The web wasn't just virtual, it was spiritual. The darkness fed on distraction, vanity, and unhealed wounds. I was shaking. Why me? I thought. Why show me this? Then a presence warmer than sunlight touched my mind. Jesus. Calm, radiant, unmistakably real. The contrast was overwhelming. Where Trump's energy was chaos and manipulation, Jesus's was clarity and love. "Lily," he said, not in words I heard, but in understanding I felt. "You are seeing the battlefield. Social media isn't neutral. It can steal hearts if left unchecked. But you can shine light, even here." I wanted to run toward him, to leave the chaotic visions behind, but Trump's presence held me in place. He wasn't yelling. He was a demonstration of what unchecked pride, power, and influence could do to a world already fragile. I saw humans lured into arguments, obsessions, envy, and despair, and I saw the threads connecting all of it to hearts being distracted from truth and love. Then Jesus showed me something else, a small group of teens using phones. But instead of sinking into the darkness, they prayed, laughed, and loved each other genuinely. Light pierced the web. The influence of Trump's hellish demonstration waned, wherever love and attention focused intentionally. I cried, not out of fear, but because I realized the stakes. It wasn't just me. It wasn't just America. Every distracted mind, every soul glued to the screen, was part of the battlefield. And somehow, God wanted me to return and tell what I had seen. Jesus didn't speak in ordinary words. I felt his presence in every fiber of my being. "Lily," he said directly to my soul, "look closer. This isn't just fun and distraction. This is war for hearts and minds." I floated above the endless sea of screens, seeing people everywhere glued to glowing rectangles. I could see the shadows forming in the spaces between their thoughts. Anger, envy, loneliness, each scroll and click feeding the darkness like fuel to a fire. Some teens were comparing themselves to impossible images, thinking they weren't enough. Others argued furiously over politics, brands, or celebrities, their anger spiraling unchecked. Then, Jesus showed me individuals who were being stolen quietly. A boy, 14, staring at his phone in his room, he was laughing at a meme. But in the spiritual world, I saw a dark tendril wrap around his mind, planting tiny lies. "You are not enough. You'll never matter. No one truly loves you. A girl, 16, scrolling through selfies. A shadow whispering, "You're ugly. You're alone. Give up." Each laugh, each swipe, each like the arrows, kept coming. "See, Lily?" Jesus said. "The enemy fights with silence and distraction now. The war has changed. No swords, no shouting, just attention stolen, hearts twisted, minds dulled." I wanted to scream, to tell everyone to put their phones down, but I couldn't. I was still in this in-between place, hovering, seeing the invisible battlefield unfold, like a terrifying, silent storm. "Jay," Jesus held out his hand, and I felt a warmth and focus, unlike anything I'd ever known. "You are not powerless," he told me. "Even small acts of attention, kindness, and prayer pierce this darkness." Then he showed me a group of kids in one house. The parents were distracted, absorbed in their own screens, but the children were different. One teen quietly prayed, another helped their younger sibling with homework, and I saw beams of light shoot from their rooms, cutting through the grey web surrounding them. It was like sunlight breaking through storm clouds. "This is what I need you to see," Jesus said. "The battle is not only for your own heart, but for the hearts of those around you. Love, attention, and prayer. These are the weapons. Every moment of awareness pushes back the darkness." I wanted to stay. I didn't want to leave that radiant presence. But Jesus looked into my soul with eyes full of gentle command. "Go back, Lily. Tell them what you've seen. Warn them. Pray for them. Help them reclaim their hearts before it's too late." I hesitated. I don't know if I can. I'm just a kid." "You are enough," he replied. "The smallest spark can ignite hope. You have been shown the war. Now return and shine the light." And then I felt the pull, a gentle tug that brought me back toward the world I knew. The brightness of heaven faded, replaced by the harsh, blinding lights of the hospital. My chest burned. Tubes, machines, voices. I was alive, but barely. I gasped for air, choking, coughing, aware that I had been gone for 11 minutes. But I knew the truth. Heaven was real. The war behind social media was real. And I had to go back and tell the world what I had seen. When I opened my eyes, the hospital room felt unbearably bright. Machines beeped, nurses moved fast, and my chest ached from the tube that had been down my throat. I tried to speak, but all that came out were choking sounds. My parents rushed to my side, their faces twisted in fear and relief. I wanted to tell them everything, the light, the love, the war, but I could barely breathe. Jesus' words echoed in my soul. "Go back, Lily. Tell them what you have seen. Warn them. Pray for them." Days passed. My body healed slowly, but my mind was restless. I saw my friends, my classmates, all absorbed in their screens. I remembered the grey web, the dark tendrils creeping into the hearts of kids everywhere. I knew I couldn't stay silent. At school, I started small. I whispered encouragement to a friend, scrolling obsessively through Instagram. I shared a prayer with my little sister before bed. Every kind word, every moment of attention, felt like a spark of light against the darkness I had seen. Then I tried to tell my peers what I experienced. Most laughed or rolled their eyes. "It's just a story," they said. But some listened. A few looked at me with curiosity, and I saw tiny beams of light form around them, the same kind I had seen in heaven. I realized that even one spark could start a fire. Jesus showed me one final truth. The enemy fears the children who awaken. Each heart you reach becomes a fortress. Every prayer, every act of love, breaks the chains of darkness. Your mission is simple, Lily. Be a light. I understood. My life, my second chance, wasn't about fame or recognition. It was about guiding others to see the war around them and the love that could save them. The battle wasn't just outside, it was inside. Every mind, every heart, every home. Weeks later, I found myself alone in my room, phone in hand. Normally, I would scroll endlessly, comparing myself to everyone else. But now, I hesitated. I remembered the visions Donald Trump in hell, the shadows feeding on obsession, the children trapped in their screens. My heart ached for them. I put my phone down, I prayed. And then something incredible happened. I felt warmth, a quiet strength, a presence so real it made the air vibrate. Jesus' voice filled my mind. This is the path of light, Lily. Choose it and guide others to it. I started small. I told my family, my friends, even strangers online, about the importance of paying attention to the world beyond the screen. I shared stories, prayers, little sparks of encouragement. Each time someone listened, I saw faint glimmers of the same golden light I had seen in the afterlife. One night, I had a dream, a vision of the world weighed down by endless scrolling, lies, and shadows whispering hate and despair. But in the midst of it, tiny points of light flickered: kids putting down phones, families praying together, friends choosing kindness. The enemy recoiled at each spark. Jesus' final words echoed in my soul. The war isn't over, but every heart awakened, every soul reminded of love, becomes unstoppable. You, Lily, are one of those warriors. Teach them to see, teach them to love, teach them to awaken. I woke up with a new purpose. The world might be filled with shadows, but the light is stronger than anyone imagines. I survived, not just to live to shine. And now, I speak to you. Put down your screens for a moment. Look at the people around you. Pray. Love. Every small spark counts. The darkness is real, but so is the light.